Maguire is a proven winner. I don't understand why they're bad. Like, they're losing it and they're not happy. And, that's why Haas left. And no, this is business.
I'm sorry, Bronson, but this has become a pride thing. And his ego's been hurt because they prefer Critter to him.
He's right under pressure. He's now a bit under pressure. He loses to Gold Coast. Mate,
Yeah.
Dragons are a lost cause. Don't even waste my time about the Dragons this year.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of League Chat with the Stat. So good for you to join once again on a brand new episode. Crazy, I know. I didn't think I'd have these guests on my show, but it's the OG boys from Have a Chat Productions.
Nah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Hi, Ma.
Brother, I remember when we first started League Chat, one of the conditions was I don't jump on the show.
Yeah, you never jump on the show.
And here we are.
And here we are.
You must have had no guest lined up
Nothing.
whatsoever.
Nothing worked in my favour. All
yeah.
right, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Do you like the studio setup?
Brother, it is gorgeous.
Thanks, mate.
You've done a really good job.
Thank you,
here,
I appreciate it. But
very well done.
look, I have to give all the credit to my man Joe. How are you, sir?
What's going on, buddy?
How you going, all right?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good, mate. Welcome on to the show. Dad boys. What's happening, lads?
I don't like his presenter voice.
Why?
His guest voice.
Why?
Because it's not it annoys me.
Yeah, okay, that's
It
fair.
irks me that you two are very close friends now.
Yeah, we're very, very close.
I don't like it.
It's when you kind of work in the same path that, Macca's, IAG, we both do Supercoach together. Like, I mean, it was inevitable we're going to be best friends for life, So, but thank you boys for jumping on. Much appreciated.
Bro, thanks for having me.
So much to get through, and I feel like I'm going to absolutely lose my marbles.
Can't wait.
But that's what we all do here, and anything for a cheeky little clip, you know what I mean? So, but look, let's get it started. Broncos. Now, a lot's happened in the last month with the Broncos. I feel like I recorded a podcast, and then a month later, everything goes into turmoil.
The premiers, bro.
Premiers. Suddenly, NL 360 has become Broncos 360. There isn't an article that gets released. There isn't anything that happens without it being Brisbane Broncos front and center of the back page, and the front page and back page of the paper. But this is what's happened. So in the last month, Broncos go onto a 0-2 start to start the season. Everyone loses their mind. Everyone thinks it's the biggest deal in the world. Suddenly, everyone seems to forget they just won a comp. All right? So they're bagging Maguire. Last year, they won 6 of 13 games. Bagging Maguire. Goes and wins them a comp. Everyone's like, oh, what a coach, what a man. He's great. They lose the first game of the season. Everyone's at his throat again. Like, they can't win. On top of all that, Gordon Tallis has been very vocal about his feelings towards Madge, all because of his loyalty to Walters, but I feel like it's gone overboard. It's taken too far. They finally win against Melbourne. Everything seems to be okay. They haven't won in Melbourne in 10 years. They finally break that drought. Melbourne were winning 14-0, come back from behind 18-14, and then this news breaks out. Maguire and Ben Teo, the defensive assistant coach, had a disagreement about some defensive stuff, about defensive tactics leading to the Melbourne game. And then Teo goes and hands his resignation on a Monday. And you're just like, mate, you finally won. Why are we fighting?
Is it not crazy?
Why are we fighting?
Is it not crazy that this is what's happening to a team that are the reigning premiers?
Mate.
They are the best in the comp right now. And all this turmoil is happening within the first 3 weeks.
Bro, I don't understand. And I get that there's this whole persona that Brisbane are the biggest club organisation in Australia. I get that.
Yeah.
And I understand that it comes with sort of responsibility. But man, the media, bro, they don't stop.
No, they don't.
They don't stop, mate.
They make it bigger than it is.
Yeah, they do.
They make it out as if they're coming 17th.
Yeah.
And that they ended last year abysmally.
Yeah.
When really, it's 2 games.
They make it, and that's the thing. Like they make it seem like it's 2020 all over again when they won the spoon. Okay. All right, that's when you talk about it. You know what I mean?
I swear Newcastle had less slack on them last year for winning the spoon than Broncos do now.
Mate, everyone's like Newcastle, yeah, whatever. They're like, they're write-offs. O'Brien sucks. Time for change. Didn't get any light of day. Didn't matter. But, oh my goodness, get a grip. Like, what the hell's going on?
Who do you blame for this? Like, you've got all this turmoil happening. Obviously, there's someone to blame. There's something not going right in that organization. Is it Madge?
No.
It can't be.
No. Okay, this is the thing. Every imbecile that comes out from the media and comes out, whoever these snakes are in the organization leaking crap to the media too, they're all a bunch of dogs, right?
Tell us how you really feel.
But they're pathetic. I'm sorry, they're actually pathetic. Maguire is a proven winner. I don't understand why they're bad. Like, they're losing it and they're not happy and, that's why Haas left. And no, this is business. Madge just won a comp. You know what I mean? If Madge just won a comp and everything he does has worked last year, like, let it go. And also, and everyone's like, but the players are unhappy. Stuff the players. They don't like it, they can leave. They get paid $700,000-800K a year. Tell them to shut their mouth and just listen to the coach.
They're not happy. They're winning. They got a ring.
They won a comp.
Brother, listen, I don't care how happy you are as a person. If it's succeeding, you stick to that plan.
Mate, if it works, it works.
It works. But do the Broncos not have this issue? It feels like anytime they have one little hiccup, one little thing not go the way they want it to, the whole club is in disarray and everyone's calling for the coach's head.
Yeah, because Maguire has become the easy target.
Okay, but they did that with Walters, right?
They did it to a degree, but I feel like it hasn't been this bad.
So is this a board issue? Is this an expectation issue where they are expecting to win all the games of the season 24/7 and never have a hiccup? Because, mate, it feels like this guy can't catch a break. He's literally the winningest coach in the league right now. He has the title.
Yeah. He's the one with the comp.
He is the 2025 champion.
Yeah.
And he's being treated like dirt.
He's been treated like he's been coaching there for 4 years and he's won the spoon every year.
It's wild.
It's ridiculous. I blame the board.
Okay.
I blame how everything that's happened so far, like, for example, Gordon Tallis comes out. He comes out in defense of Walters. I understand. Okay, you defended him for a year. We get it. But they want a comp. You shut your mouth. You move forward.
You move on.
Why are you blaming Madge for Walters' sacking? It's not Madge's fault. He was the best candidate for the job. Walters didn't get the job done. So what do? They move forward. Who sacked Walters? The board.
Yeah.
Right? Madge didn't come in as CEO one day and go, all right, gone. I'm coaching now. Do you know what I mean? It's the board.
He saw a job opportunity and he took the
job opportunity, and they were keen on him. They go, look at his resume. Tigers doesn't count. Anyone that coaches Tigers, it's an asterisk on your career. It doesn't count. He won with Rabbitohs 12 years ago. He won Origin. He won for New Zealand. The last game he coached for New Zealand, they beat Australia 30-0. Australia are the best team. Like, they're known for international as the best. No one touches them, everything like that. And New Zealand went and beat them 30-0.
Beautiful.
Nil. They didn't put a point on Australia. Then he comes to Brisbane. Can I say 12 years after he's won a comp, wins it again.
First year. It was
First
the
year.
at the club.
Bro, I'm sorry, that's wild. That is a wild statistic.
What are we doing?
It's been 12 years.
What are we-
Joe, 12 years. He wins a comp. He comes first year back.
And then they go there and they piss on him.
And they treat him like he's garbage.
Just go, I don't get it. And then everyone's like, yeah, Madge this and Madge that. What about the board?
Bro.
They're blaming Madge, because Payne Haas left. Maybe you don't think about the board. Maybe you don't think about the fact that Walters didn't get the job done. They brought in Madge. That's a board call. Yeah. Payne Haas left to go to the Bunnies because the board didn't step in and do enough to entice him to stay. Why is it Madge's fault? They had a fight in preseason. Everyone punches on in preseason. Every coach, every player punches on in preseason. Why is that a big deal?
Preseason is known as the worst time in a player's life. They all say it. That is the point. They're meant to punch on with their coaches. What's this board doing, mate? Because they constantly take the side of players. And you see this throughout the last 5 years of the Broncos. They take the side of players time after time after time. And they're always using their coaches as scapegoats.
Because it's easiest for the coach to be the scapegoat. In anything that goes wrong in a club, the coach is the scapegoat. But I feel like it's not consistent across all clubs. And I'll get into a point about that in a sec. My gripe here is, look, media loves to attack Broncos.
Yep.
Every club, every media personality, everyone loves to attack the Broncos, right? So to add to what's going on, Gordon Tallis comes out and finds any excuse to rip on Reynolds and any excuse to rip on Maguire because he hates him. And he's got these theories and all this garbage, whatever. Let it go, mate. It was 2 years ago. It's done. Move forward. You don't like it? Firstly, and why do you care? You're part owner of the Gold Coast Titans. Why does it matter what happens with Brisbane Broncos? Go on 360, go on the radio, give your opinion, shut your mouth. Don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
Gordon Towers was a great player. He served Brisbane really well. Won a couple of comps, represented his country, played for Maroons. Did a serviceable job for the jersey. So, and I get that. But just because the board sack Walters, you go blame Madge.
Yeah.
Bro, what are we, high school? Grow up.
Yeah.
I understand. And then this whole thing with, Gordy blows up, Adam Reynolds, if he's a serviceable captain, he should be playing every single game. Bro, calm down. He injured his ribs and he's going to blow up at him for going to 360. Oh, no, sorry. Going to Fox and doing a little cameo thing for Alex Johnston. Who cares, mate? The guy's won 2 comps. The guy's played nearly 300 games. He can do whatever the hell he wants. If Madge and the board and CEO, Dave Donnie here, are coming out and they're saying, mate, you've got media commitments, go do your media commitment.
What's it to him?
Who are you? Who cares? They didn't freaking do his bloody media commitment. I don't understand.
Bro,
But, yeah.
Reynolds, he's probably one of the oldest players in the game right now. As you said, he just won a comp with Broncos. He won a comp back in Bunnies. He was a loved bunny. Let the guy live.
Bro.
He's old. Yes, he's going to get injured. That's his problem at the moment. Doesn't mean he's going to play every game.
This is the final stage of his career.
This is last year.
If they're choosing to enjoy him as their captain for one final year, let him do this stuff. This is it.
And if he's building for media stuff for, like, past his career, then that's fine. Like, absolutely. No problem.
100%.
But, like, again, Gordon wants to make Madge's life a living hell. And it all goes to the fact that they had a blow up many years ago and it never got resolved because Gordy wanted to help Madge, part of his coaching staff. Madge said, absolutely not. And then that's it. All hell broke loose. And then the Walter stuff that happened just made it even worse for Gordy so that he comes on every single week and gives an opinion on the Broncos. Bro, get over it. Literally get over it. Move forward. I'm sick of this. And this is the thing. Every player that plays for Broncos, they're not happy. Like, Madge has done this. We're not happy. Like, there's been talk that's come out about Benteo being the peacemaker between Madge and the players. Because the players have been frustrated with Madge. He's done. Madge isn't perfect, right? But the players aren't either. And then you get paid to do a job. And you get paid very damn well to do a job. Right? So Teo was the guy that was the middleman between the players and Madge. So he held the really big role, not just being in the defensive sort of coach. He actually was a mentor to the players, and he helped him as a personality, helped him to develop to be a better coach.
Always is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So, but then this is what kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. And there's so many different reports. And this, again, another part of the media I'll get to in a sec. But Josh Hannay wanted Benteo to join him at the Titans for this year's campaign. Obviously, seeing what Benteo has done for the Broncos and giving them that defensive edge, Hannay would thrive and love for something like that to come to Titans, and because Titans have been lackluster since they've entered the comp. So Hannay speaks to Teo, like, "No, man, look, I'm committed here. Like, I'm here. It is what it is." So Hannay's like, "All right, let me go talk to Billy and at least get you to take my spot as assistant coach for the Maroons, because I can't coach anymore. I've got a full-time gig here. I can't commit." So he has a word with Billy, just has a bit of a yarn, whatever. Billy approaches Teo about being assistant coach for Queensland. Teo takes it to the board. Madge says, "No, I need your full commitment at the Broncos."
Fair enough. He's got his first job at the Broncos. He needs him at the Broncos. I'm for it. Fair enough. He's got his job. He's got to work on his job. Don't go take other jobs. If your boss, I don't know if Matt counts as his boss, but if the guy working above you needs you to help coach, fair enough.
Yeah, it's your job.
Yeah.
And I understand that some coaches allow them to be assistant. He helps them progress with their careers, and I get it. And I understand that.
But Madge doesn't.
But also, I think it's Madge is like, okay, we've won the comp, we've done great, but this year counts more than last year.
Yeah.
I need full commitment this year more than last year. And the reason I need that commitment is because I don't want this year to go to waste. I don't want us as Broncos to be, okay, we made the grand final, won it, let's go back to being mediocre. No, we have to be a top 4 team. Yes. I want consistency to remain for many years. This is the standard I want. I will work towards that standard. You don't like it, you can go. And that comes with coaching stuff, that comes with the players. Now, another thing on Benteo. Benteo was signed on by Walters. Another signing by Walters. When Walters got sacked, same as, Trent Barrett being the assistant coach and everything else, they were all Walters signings to improve the squad. They all got sacked. Sorry, they all got hired. Walters gets sacked, Madge comes in. But this is the beauty, because now all this stuff's happened with Teo. Everyone seems to have an idea that all this stuff happened years ago, whatever. The big story that's coming out as well is the fact that Teo and Maguire had dramas back when Teo played under Madge when he won the comp 2014. When Madge joined Brisbane, Teo and Maguire mended the bridges for the greater good of the club and for the greater good of the contract and everything else. Because Teo had come from Dolphins to Broncos. So things were working fine. Things were going great. They win a comp. Tensions eased. Maguire and Teo go way back. And then this is what happens now because Teo is upset and disagrees with Maguire about a defensive move. How I look at it is, Teo, you shut your mouth. He's the coach. You can agree to disagree and you move forward. And if it shows that your technique was better, your tactics are better, you put it to Madge. So I tried to do this, how we went. This is why we're going slow. And then you have a bit of a crisis meeting. You get together and you figure it out.
Bro, are these footy players, these coaches, is this entire industry just full of melodramatic females?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, because
The kids.
this is simple workplace disagreement. Conflict resolution. There's plenty of things I want to do that my boss says isn't the right call, and I have to take his call. I might not like it, but I got to do it. Why is it that these blokes think I can just start playing with money, playing with contracts, trying to manipulate clubs to say, oh, you know what? I'm leaving, take me on. Because I have a disagreement with my boss. Are you crazy, bro? He's the head coach. He makes the call.
That's what I'm saying.
If the defensive efforts don't work, well, then it's on his head.
Yeah, exactly. If it doesn't work, it's on his head. If Maguire makes mistakes, of course. He's not perfect. But when you have a track record that speaks for itself, when you have the proven record there, that you have the winning formula and you know what it takes to win. When Maguire said that beginning of last year or when he got signed, you know he's not talking rubbish.
Yeah.
You know he's not talking crap because it's proven. New South Wales, Rabbitohs, New Zealand. It's proven. Obviously, when Maguire got first signed, obviously there was problems between all the old Broncos boys because he's an English guy and he coached New South Wales and we Queensland and whatever. I understand that and that's fair. You can make a call based off that. But then when Maguire sat down with 99% of them, it's like, actually, you know what? These guys are actually going to be good for us. No one expected him to win the comp last year.
Yeah.
It blew everyone's expectations. So my gripe with this is here, and it leads to the next topic. Maguire calls the shots. You don't like it, you can go. And that comes with coaching and that comes with players. And all the media sit here and they beat up the Broncos and they beat up, it's Madge's fault that Payne Haas is upset. It's Madge's fault Tony Staggs is upset. It's his fault because Walsh is upset. Bro, get a grip. You don't like it, it's what he's doing. That saying, with Ivan Cleary, it was you're either on the bus or off it, and then after you have Tigers, he got off that bus. You're either on or you're either in, you're out. Jason Rolls did it with Zach Lomax.
Yep.
You're either in or you're out. Lomax goes, I want out. Go. I didn't care what it costs our club. I didn't care what it takes. This is my team. You don't like it? Rack off. Coming to the next topic. Bronson Xerri and the Bulldogs. Every time I come to do a podcast, bro, I don't want to talk about the Bulldogs, mate. They give me anxiety.
You hate the Dogs so much.
Bro, I
love them so much that you hate
it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah,
but this is a new story. Bronson Xerri. We've all heard about it. Dropped to New South Wales Cup. Shifted from left to right centre. Not happy about it. His management want to discuss an extension for Xerri. They go, look, not right now because we can't determine what happens in 2 years' time. Xerri kicks up a stink. A couple of things add up to it. Kicks up a stink. Goes, I want to release right now. What are we doing? What are we doing here? What's your take on that?
Brother, like I said, this is players trying to take advantage of a situation, trying to take advantage of media, trying to take advantage of their stock in the market and strong-arm clubs into doing what they want. Instead of playing out the process, letting it all hang and see what happens. The thing is, with the Bulldogs, we do not have our spine solidified yet. We do not have anything set in stone. So, of course, the Dogs cannot extend him yet because they don't know what his position's going to be. So, he's doing a dummy spit, thinking that he's important enough for the Dogs to come back at him and say, okay, you called our bluff. What do you want? That's what I see it.
Joe, when you look at the situation being a external fan and you see what's kind of happened and you kind of put all the pieces together of the stories that you hear from media and different sources and that, how do you look at it? How do you see it? Where do you think the fault lies? Who do you think's in the right? Who do you think needs to shape up?
Well, when I first saw the news, all I knew about it was he was unhappy playing on the right now, or he was unhappy going to the other side and Critter taking his spot, and he wants out.
Yeah.
That's all I knew. That's what I thought. That was the only reason. Didn't know about the contract extension, all that. But go to the contract extension first. Ray is right. You've got a contract. You're set in stone. Why are you trying to get out now? Because nothing's going your way. I wish if I was at my job and I didn't like what was happening, I could just get out of work because I'm unhappy. No, and like find something else straight away. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
My thought on the whole situation was dumb. Like, what is he thinking? Firstly, the Dogs gave him a lifeline. He was banned for 3-4 years after drug scandal or whatever it was. Dogs gave him that lifeline. Yeah. Dogs could have said, no, we don't want you. We don't like your history, whatever it is, and beat it. They gave him that lifeline. And look, he proved it. Yeah. He killed it. He was one of the best centers in the game. He was killing it. But look, his form has dropped according to Serraldo. And they want Critter on the side they want Critter on. Critter's the leader of the team. That's fine. Critter's their man. They want Critter to do what they want to do. That's fine. Accept it.
But whether or not his form has dropped, I put the best center in the comp where he wants to go. He wants to play left center, go play left center. You want to play right, go play right. You're the best in the comp right now.
Exactly right.
You have proven time after time after time, when we give you the ball in that position, you will make magic happen. So, I'm sorry, Bronson, but this has become a pride thing, and his ego's been hurt because they prefer Critter to him.
They're good takes. This is where I feel like there's a lot of issues.
Okay.
So first off, Bronson Xerri's management coming to Gould and whatever and saying, hey, can we talk about a contract extension? I understand that they will look after their client. What I can't seem to figure out is when the Dogs say to him, look, let's just hold off a little bit, let's just wait it out. Why that automatically means I need to shop my client around to other clubs. That's not the case.
Whose fault's that? Is that player manager or is that him? Who do you think's the
no, look, I think it's player manager.
Yeah.
Because how I see it is this. And again, it's hard because I'm also in the middle about this topic as well. But let me explain. You've got Bronson Xerri, who, yes, signed to a $250 a year deal, 2 years, obviously came back and blew everyone's expectations. He jumped on the scene. I'm like, mate, we got this guy for $250. Like, this is good stuff, right? Knowing the history, knowing what he'd done, whatever else, and he accepted the punishment, he paid the cost, whatever.
He did his time.
Now he's coming to want to sort out the next part of his contract. Now, I understand that for someone like Xerri, I don't think he's been bad. I think his form has been extremely sound. In the back end of last year, people are like, oh, he was poor. How? Because as far as I can remember it, Xerri kept that left edge intact. The second he got concussed and he left one game and he was out the next game, we were in tatters. Yeah. We were abysmal. Everything came down that side with Preston and I think it was Tuala covering at the time. I can't remember, but that side got so exposed. Like, we got laughed at because of how much they went through that side where Xerri was missing.
Yep.
So then he comes into Vegas, has a pretty good game, can't sit there and rubbish him. To be fair, the Dogs were lucky to win that game. That's another topic for another time. But he was sound. So I was shocked when they dropped him. Then they start saying, okay, but it's to do with the fact his attitude at training and he's just becoming late and whatever. Okay. If that's true, because that's all just media beat up. If that's true, Bronson needs a reality check.
Yep.
But I'm also, for the first time probably in my life, I am on the side of Serraldo where... Don't look at me like that.
I love it.
Cuz, don't look at me like that.
I love it.
Because we talk about, if you're the coach and you make the call, you shut up and you deal with it, right? I can't set a double standard here. And we're talking about Critter, who's the best centre in the comp by a country mile.
Or Herbie, but that's a discussion.
Oh, bro, please. Please, bro. All these Broncos morons that want to come and tell me that Katoni Staggs is better, get out of my face, bro. And they want to defend Herbie. Herbie's had 2 good years. Calm down. I love Herbie to death. I think he's number 2, but he's nowhere near number 1.
Sorry,
anyway.
I had to
it's...
I love seeing Stat defend the Bulldogs. It's beautiful.
I don't do it ever.
It never happens.
I never do it. So this is where it comes in. So Serraldo says, we have the best centre in the comp. I want to push him to the left. Xerri, you must go to the right.
Yeah.
Xerri gets paid. I don't care what he gets paid. It's not even the point. But he gets paid very decent amount. Like, you know what? If I need to take on and learn a new craft, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Serraldo's made the call. This is what you need to do. And you don't like it, well, you can play cup. Or you need to train harder. Or you need to find a way to be happy with it and learn the system and learn everything else.
And no one's saying you're not allowed to be unhappy with it. Be unhappy. All right. I wanted to stay on left. Now I'm on right. This sucks. Move on.
But don't
Play the game.
But don't go the next morning, I want to release from the
Yeah,
club.
100%. Come on, bro.
It's an emotional decision.
It's a
And we all make
disaster.
emotional decisions. And I understand that. But like, calm down, number one.
Yeah.
So for me, it's... I see that point of view in the sense of the coach has told you to move to the side. You shut up and you move to the side and you play and you do your job. And you learn and everything else. But then this is the problem that I have when it comes to Dogs managing the captain side of things, right? January of last year, there was reports of Marnie not being happy and wanting out.
Yep.
And Dogs weren't looking to talk about an extension. Rumours swirled from the January 25. If you fast forward 7 months, 7 months, Marnie gets released from his contract to go join the Cowboys. This is the part I don't like, is the fact that when these rumblings happen, what we find is that the club is indirectly, by the rules, shopping the player out. Like, Gould came out and was gloating Marnie if Grant was injured for Origin, gloating Marnie should be the next 9, Marnie should be the next 9. Not because he thinks Marnie should be the next 9, but because he's like, I need to sell this guy. I need to get him out of my club to have salary cap relief. He has to go. Someone's got to go.
It's media manipulation.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's impressive.
Yeah, but why
very
we?
impressive.
But as the Dogs, why are we shopping players 2 years out from their contract?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Xerri, and like I said, if Xerri has been poor, mate, don't even get him out now. He hasn't been bad. So this is a learning curve for Xerri. He's still pretty young in his career. You got to remember, he had 4 years off.
How old is he?
25? 24, 25?
Yeah.
He was playing regular first grade for Sharks at 18, 19, and then he had the 4-year ban.
Out.
So when I say he's young in his NRL career, 3-4 years in. Like, you get players that play, upwards of 9-10 years plus. So my thing here is, if I'm telling the best center in the comp to go move to the other side, you will move there and you will shut up and you will get the job done for me. And if you're not happy about it, we'll be happy with it, or you can play cup.
And honestly, I would see that as like a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they're moving me for the best center. I want my spot back. I'm going to be better than Critter.
Yeah,
I'm going to make myself better than Critter to get my spot.
And I'm going to feed Critter, how do I do it? But you've done it. You can do it both positions. You're the best in the comp. How do I learn from you? How do I aspire to play the way you've played? How do I aspire to defend the way you defend and then attack the way you attack?
Yeah.
Like, it's an amazing learning opportunity, right? But there are so many moving parts to it. Xerri needs to fix his attitude and get right, and he'll come back to the first grade squad. I don't think he comes back naturally. I think Xerri comes back in if a back gets injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see him walking straight back into that squad. Because what I believe is happening is Serraldo's like, okay, we enjoyed him for a period, now he can go. Marnie, I enjoyed him for a period, he can go. Burden soon, I enjoyed him for a period, he can go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're not going to be sitting here. And also, like, we're talking about Burden and all this hype and whatever. Any club that has Burden would be, if they hear that he's a year out from his contract, 2 years out from his contract, they look to extend him. Dogs haven't looked to extend him.
Yep.
And every time they bring up Burden, it's shut down.
Yep.
They're moving him on.
Yep.
So I don't like the fact that it's all happening 2 years prior. I don't like how the player manager... Look, to be fair, Xerri's player manager came out and said, look, Xerri can kick stones about it, and that's fine, but he has to improve his attitude. He has to fix and look at it as a learning opportunity. I don't also don't like that Serraldo came out. This is where I don't defend Serraldo. He came out, I was like, yeah, look, I was disappointed in his reaction. Keep that in-house.
Yeah.
Don't go and tell the media you're disappointed in his reaction, because that you're giving away he's not at the club for long.
Yeah.
That you don't want him.
Yeah. So, look, we had a conversation. Obviously, it wasn't a fun conversation, but as a coach, you have to have these conversations. That's it.
100%.
No one's going to think, he's going to walk out the club. He's going to leave tomorrow. Tigers want him. Storm want him. Power want him. Manly want him. Cowboys. No one's going to bring anything. But now, Xerri's being shopped around because of all this stuff. Clubs are coming out left, right, and center saying, we won't touch him 10-foot pole. We don't want a bar of it. We don't want to have something like that in our club, whatever. But there's so many problems here. So rather coming out saying that, maybe you should have kept it down. Or like his players say, yeah, look, obviously he's disappointed to be dropped, but it's all right. He's a good man who'll fight back.
Does this not show you the culture of the Bulldogs now, though? They are very club their moniker is club first. Okay?
Club first, team second, individual last.
Yes. They are all about the club.
Mm.
Higher ups, coaching staff, everyone is about the club. It's not about players anymore.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been ever since this new regime's come in.
Yeah.
They have made it extremely clear they need to win a comp.
Mm.
They made it extremely clear that in this new logo, the most abysmal logo of all time,
Yep.
that we're going to win a comp. That is their goal. That is their plan. Players do not matter in that circumstance.
Yeah.
So if you are someone that is going to kick stones or you're someone that's going to cause rifts, okay, your name is getting scratched out and we're going to shop you around.
You're not club first, yeah.
This is very interesting because you're right. You're seeing a pattern with the Bulldogs now where we're doing this year after year after year, player after player after player.
Mm.
So it is showing that inside the club, it's actually... Don't say nothing.
We're a happy club.
Everything's sweet.
everything's so
Everything's
good.
happy.
Yeah.
We're the happiest players in the world. We love our club. They're all about family, which they are. But you can't voice any concerns. You can't voice any anger or frustration. Because if you do, scratch his name off. We'll get the next guy.
Mm.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting way to run a club, man.
No, it is.
Hey,
And
listen, it's necessary if you want to win. But it's very interesting.
yeah, and it's a tough business. Dogs are making it a very tough business. Yeah, it's one to watch. It's one of those things where I want Xerri back in that first grade side. I thought Tuala was sound against Raiders. I don't think he was terrible. I can't sit here and admit he was bad. He was pretty good. And then another thing on that though is like Serrado hyping up Tuala in the press conference.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
Look,
writing's on the wall.
I know Tuala. He played for Knights for many, many years. I always liked him. Didn't love him. He was far from perfect, but he showed heart. And I think that's what he's showing at the Bulldogs now that he's getting his shot. He's showing heart.
Yeah.
But look, if it's between Tuala and Xerri, I'm sorry, I'm picking Xerri.
Yeah, you go
any
Xerri.
day of the week.
Yeah, of course.
I'm trying to make sure Xerri is in the right mindset, right attitude to get him back in.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Tuala's gonna not gonna have a game like he did against the Raiders every single week.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a lot of downers where defensive lapses,
Yeah.
do nothing on attack.
Yeah,
Things like that.
And he will verse better clubs. There'll be better opponents he will face and test himself, which I think is good for him in his position. But like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's going to be interesting to see what Dogs do and how it continues to fall out, it continues to pan out across the entirety of the playing group. I want to move forward onto the Dragons. And I can't seem to understand. I love Shane Flanagan as a coach. I want to make that very clear. I think he's a gun coach. It took 7 years for him to build the Sharks. People forget that Sharks weren't good for 7 years and then they won a comp. They were horrific. They started off abysmal, but he attracted the right players and he got them to the grand final and they ended up winning the grand final, right? He's now at the Dragons. And when I found out Dragons signed Flanagan, till now I'm very happy he's still the head coach.
You wanted him for the Dogs.
I wanted him for the Dogs. I made it very clear Flanagan should be the Dogs coach. And then I found out that Serrado signed him and we didn't get Flanagan and I didn't sleep for 3 days. I was heartbroken. So upset. Why do you laugh at me?
I love how much you hate him.
The Bulldogs club live rent free in my head. All right, anyway, we've admitted that. Let's move forward. So the Dragons, I'm so mad.
I love it.
So the Dragons, right? Now, it's very, very clear that Flanagan doesn't work. His son, Kyle. So clear. If I lose 3 games in a row, I make changes. The third game's where I make changes.
Especially a position as important as the halves.
Mate, this is a problem I'm having with Flanagan, Shane at the moment. Great coach, will attract the right players. He's going to do another clean out of the roster this year. You need to give him that time, and I'm all for it. But why are you still playing Kyle? Clearly it's not working. I'm not saying throw your entire team out the door. I'm not saying that. But if it's not working and your spine is a continual issue and it's the fact that your halves can't seem to gel and can't seem to figure out being in the right spots at the right time. Everyone's blowing up about the game against Para, the 65th minute where Flanagan's nowhere to be seen and Gula becomes second receiver and then there's a 5-on-2 overlap and then they do nothing with it and then he takes a tackle. everyone's blaming Gula. I'm blaming Atkinson for throwing a cutout to Gula, and instead of giving it to... Well, I blame Atkinson for that, but then I also blame Flanagan for not being in a position to take a ball from Atkinson to read the play to see the overlap. They score that try, they win the game. I'm fully convinced they win the game. I don't know if I believe Para hold them out.
100%. A momentum would have switched easily.
Yeah.
If Dragons went over.
15 minutes to go.
And it comes to footy IQ. Flanagan did not have that IQ to look that, look, there's 3 guys ahead versus 2. Let's get the overlap. Get in position, let's get the overlap and we'll get this try. Because they're only down 4 or 6 or whatever.
Yeah. I want to ask you about this. Sometimes we like to be bullies, right? Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad that we've established. All right, so my thing here is anytime Kyle gets mentioned in the media, everyone's so protective over him. It's like Hines. Hines is the endangered species. You're not allowed to talk about Hines because he's an advocate for mental health, and if you say something bad about him, he might go do something bad, so we can't talk about Nico Hines when he's playing poorly.
Yeah, most average player. But
yeah, besides, just ridiculously average, let's not go there. So Kyle Flanagan now comes in. We're not allowed to talk about Kyle Flanagan because it's Shane's son, and it's family ties, and he causes rifts at home, and he causes dramas and whatever. Where do you see it? Because if I'm Flanagan and I see my son is garbage, I have to make the call that's best for the team. Mm-hmm. This is my job.
Yes, but Nathaniel, nepotism is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. And when you have your son not performing to the extent that you've always expected him to, for any team he's played for, and now under your tutelage, how do you give that up? How do you look at the combos of the Clearys and say, yeah, we're not that good? How do you do that? As a coach, in his eyes, my son is the greatest player of all time and always will be. So nepotism is a beautiful thing. So he has warned the media, you be careful about my son. He knows what he's doing. Trust the process. So no one's allowed to touch him. But Kyle has proven year after year he doesn't have it.
He's not the answer.
He's not the answer. He wasn't the answer at the Dogs, not the answer here.
No.
He doesn't have it.
And I say this all the time on podcasts, off podcast. What I don't seem to understand is with Shane Flanagan, if you see that Kyle's not working at 6, if you think dropping him's the answer completely out of the squad, okay, no problem. If you come from a club like the Roosters, who, he had a decent year at the Roosters, and like, okay, we don't think you're a good fit for our club, you're not a good fit at any club. He went to Dogs, and Dogs were there. Like, obviously, he was at the Dogs in an interesting period of when Dogs had absolutely nothing going for him, and everyone in that team sucked from 1 to 17. Right? Maybe Avril was the only good one. Well, memory's not really jogging me. Yeah, me too. Like, I'm not really, my memory's not there, but there were 1 or 2 players that were out, the most solid. Flanagan was not one of those players. Flanagan in his contract, he actually moved to 9 and was killing it at 9. So I look at it, I'm like, okay, recruitment-wise, we have a good idea here. Kyle's not working at 6. We can move King Togi out to 6. He's a work in progress. He's a kid, but we need to develop him. Or last year when they had Jonah Glover and they had Lachlan Ilias. Shane Flanagan doesn't seem to utilise anyone in Cup. It's like his first grade squad have to all get shot in the leg before anyone comes up and wants and debuts. I don't understand. Around recruitment, if I'm Shane Flanagan and I see Kyle sucks at 6, I'm moving him to 9. And I'm phasing Cook out for his career.
Yes.
Cook isn't doing bad, but he's also 34 years old.
It's coming to the end of it.
It's coming towards the end. And then Dragons go, actually, no, we're going to offer Cook 1 more year. It doesn't work. For what they're trying to build, it's not working. Little should be their starting 9 from next year, and Flanagan can come as a 14. He can come in at lock. He can be a ball-playing lock. It builds up some size. It can be a ball-playing lock, or it can be a backup hooker.
Yeah, but you got this issue where coaches dig their head in the sand and say, this has to work.
Okay, but...
And they don't want people around them saying, you got to change things up, mate. No, it's going to work. Just trust it. It's going to work. And this is the problem that you've got with these coaches is they don't want to admit... It's like they're admitting defeat if they change things up.
But you look at a team like Panthers or a team like Brisbane. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Whatever. But if you see a problem, you need to address it. And it's... Look, again, I can understand. I'm not a father, but I can understand that it's very hard for a father to look at his son in the team and drop him and have those conversations. I understand that part. But the brutal thing about rugby league, especially rugby league, there's only 17 jobs. And very few times you get multiple opportunities. You got to get it right.
Yeah.
So if I'm 0-3, I've just re-signed a 3-year deal. I'm not safe. Doesn't mean contracts, we know that mean nothing. They mean crap these days. I know I'm not safe. I need to do what's best for my team. Kyle, go to Cup. If I think you're still a half, go to Cup. Play there.
Yeah.
And develop and learn and be better. I need these kids to come in. Something needs to change.
100%.
Like you look at JC, he comes in and he blows up on Insta, and I get it. I actually understand. He has something he says are really funny in that, but I get it. Change it up. You know that Dragons won't do anything this year. I'm using this year as a testing year. Yeah. JC made the, and I'm not going to take credit for JC, the opinion. Put Gutho at 6 and put Sloan at 1. What's it's not going to hurt anyone. All right, you need to take time for that to develop and see how that goes, but there's no harm.
Give it a shot.
Just try something new.
Yeah. Give it a
If you're
shot.
going to keep the same spine in the same squad and you're not looking to make changes and you're 0-3 down, and they're versing Gold Coast, it's about to be the Spoon Bowl. By the time it comes out, the results would be out. Whoever wins, wins. We're about to approach right now. Everyone's talking about this is a Spoon Bowl. If they can't get it right against Gold Coast,
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Flannery gets under pressure. He's right under pressure. He's now a bit under pressure. He loses to Gold Coast, mate.
Yeah.
Dragons are a lost cause. Yeah. Don't even waste my time about the Dragons this year.
Yeah.
But make the tough calls. You shouldn't have to wait 4 games to make changes. By the 3rd game, if you have done it, it has not worked, and I don't care about sin bins and whatever. Like, all right, they played well against the Storm for 20 minutes. They looked pretty good, but then they dropped it the last 20.
See, this is the part that bugs me about the NRL as a whole and these clubs as a whole. They'll take that 20 minutes and build their entire week around that 20 minutes. No, take a look at the other 60 where you stuffed it up and focus on that. But these coaches will only look at this good stuff, and when they're facing the media talking about, yeah, but that 20 minutes, man, like...
Yeah, so I think I got it mixed. They play good for 60, bad play for 20. But like, I know the gist of what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying. That's right.
Yeah, so I get that. And I think it comes down to culture, and I think it comes down to what they're trying to build. But there isn't enough spotlight on a team like the Dragons in how they're performing. There's not enough spotlight.
Yeah.
You know, you play a sport where the media is going to be up the rear end all the time. That's part of the job. You got to cop it. That's part of your 6-figure salary, heavy 6-figure salary. You got to cop it when he gets fired at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Talk about coaches under pressure. I want one more thing, and I need to get this off my chest because I feel like no one's talking about it. Trent Robinson, the Roosters. Every year they have a slow start. Every year they come towards the end of it and they start building nicely. But this year's different for me. I don't know about you boys, but I look at the Roosters. I look at their side. Beginning of the year, said they're top 4. Now, I'm all about a slow start. If Roosters want to have a slow start, I understand. I get it. And then they go and they start to find their form and then they come hard towards the finals. Okay. But this year's different. They've played 3 games. They got pumped by New Zealand. They got 40 put on with New Zealand.
That's wild.
Right? And Warriors, credit to them. They're playing fantastic football. I didn't see that coming. They beat Rabbitohs. Okay. You know, decent win. I thought it was pretty solid. I thought after those 2 tries they leaked to Johnston, and I thought they really cleaned up their defense after that. And to shut down that left edge of Cody, Fafita, Latrell, sound very good. To then come back at home and then get another 40 put on them by Penrith. And I understand it's Penrith. But 3 games you've played, you've conceded 40 points each in 2 of those games. How slow of a start do you want? How slow of a start do you want? What is Robinson doing? I have heard this from different people about players that have played under Robinson, and they say he is the worst coach we've ever played for.
Dead set.
Yeah.
Wow.
Someone that's been there for so long, and I understand that he's made finals every year for whatever, and I understand, but something's got to change. I watched the game with a Roosters fan, the Roosters-Panthers game, a couple of days after the game. I sat down and we watched this game, and he goes to me, he goes, look, I went to the game, and it was good for the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and after they just capitulated. He goes, but I want you to focus on one player. I'm expecting him to tell me Xerri Evans, the big signing that's come over. Focus on Xerri Evans. He goes, focus on Sam Walker. Mate, he was no good.
Garbage.
Really bad.
That bad, huh?
Really bad. Basic errors. Can't seem to hold the ball. Doesn't have good ball security. Not making the right decisions. So for me, boys, it's okay. Why are we taking Xerri Evans out of 7 and directing the parking, giving it to Walker? I understand it's Walker's team. You've signed him big money, whatever. But you bring in someone like Xerri Evans where Walker can learn from and let Xerri Evans guide the team around the park. But then they've got this other problem where Hugo Savala, he came back from New South Wales Cup the other week. When Manly said that, like when Xerri said, I'm not re-signing with Manly, 2 weeks after the deal was done with Roosters. Or within a week and a half, whatever it was. They didn't know Savala was going to blow up and be this absolute gun half.
Yeah.
They thought, he'll be second rower. We'll keep him as second rower. He'll be fine. He came in the halves and he killed it. We're 3 games into the season. Roosters are 1 and 2. They've conceded 40 points in 2 of those games. Not all that is Walker's fault. But when you've had the ball in attack in new positions, poor passing, poor decision making, can't wrap the ball up, that plays a part in getting... Because the forwards are putting on the go forward. They're attacking well. But they can't seem to get it right and be clinical. They keep getting confused between Walker and then Tedesco and then DC and then where they're going to... And they're all roaming the field, cars. Why are you all roaming? It can't be that many superstars roaming the field. So, boys, where do you see it? Do you think now's the right time to put Walker in cup? And yes, there's going to be a lot of media beat up and, he might get a relay or all that rubbish. And bring Savala in to partner DCE? Or do you move Walker to 6 and make Savala 7 and have DCE the odd man out? Even though they will never do it.
What, have him as a utility?
Have DC either as a utility or out of the squad altogether, which they won't do.
No.
So, how do you think the Roosters go from here? What do they need to change up?
Well, look, I think firstly, because you're right, 3 games, Walker at 7 looks like it's not working. I think at least for a win now mentality, switch them.
Yeah.
DCE at 7, Walker at 6.
Yeah.
Let Walker learn off DCE and go from there. See what happens. If it's not working, then and it's still Walker doing stupid errors, like basic stuff. Sorry, Walker, when you don't perform, you get dropped. That's the simplest thing to know as a player. And if they have to make that tough call, that will probably drill it into Walker's head. Okay, I'm the problem. Let me fix it. And if they've got a gun kid coming up, Hugo Savala, then beautiful. They've got that problem already solved of having a replacement ready. But I think they just need to do that quick switch, 7-6, see what that is like for 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, and go from there.
I think it's a deeper problem, bro.
What do you think?
I think Trent Robinson's been there too long.
Yeah.
I think it's time to switch it up, mate. Like, I know we've been talking about coaches and how they're not the problem and, you got to start, you got to listen to what the coach says, but his track record's not been great over the last 5 years. It's not been phenomenal. Well, the Roosters have been average. They've been above average, but they're not making the big game. I think it's time to start switching him up.
The thing, and yeah, I see that. And I want that to happen. What direction they go, I don't know. That's not really a conversation for now. But I just think that there is not enough limelight on the Roosters and how poor Robinson has started off the year with the caliber of players that he has. I think the way he's utilised some of his forwards haven't been good. Like, I know Radley's suspended to around 7, around 8. He'll come back, whatever, right? And I understand that. But they can make such better decisions with their team. Obviously, yes, Spencer Lenu's missing as well. That obviously plays a bit of a part. But they have the talent to cover it. They've got the forwards. They've got internationals in that side. They've got players that play Origin in that side. They've got internationals in that lock. They've got the coverage for it. They're playing someone like Ethan Butcher at lock, which is embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
I thought the whole point of them bringing DCE in was to have him lead the squad and train them up.
That's what all our thoughts were. And then they did a preseason shoot and then they had DC in the 6 jersey. We're like, hey.
Yeah, well, it was.
What are we doing?
I thought it was a given. He's going to 7.
That's what I thought. And I thought, okay, he comes in, Walker learns off him, and then Savala learns off him.
And then he jumps out.
And then, he stays a
After
year,
his
whether he stays
contract,
the second year,
yeah,
he goes.
And honestly, that makes the most perfect sense. Walker's young. Savala's very young. That makes the most perfect sense. You bring in a gun halfback like DCE, who's done really well at Manly. Teach them both. Be like, this is what you need to do. Follow my lead, and I'll be here for a year, be here for 2 years. Who knows how long he's there for, but I'll be here. Learn off me.
Utilize me.
Utilize me. I will show you how to lead this team, and we can win a premiership.
Yeah. Because Roosters have the best shot to win a comp now, probably more now than since they're back-to-back.
Yeah, 100%.
So, for me, I would be doing what I can to bring Savala into my side. I'd be making him at least play second row. Or at least, like, he'd be a bit of a lanky lock, but another ball-playing option doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
You know, I think Tedesco has been outstanding. I think he's just too
Phenomenal.
good, mate.
Yeah.
The amount of times that Penrith made break, it was Tedesco at the back covering, and some big plays too, not just because he's fullback, it's his job, but like some really big plays, mate.
I love his comeback.
Yeah, man.
I love his comeback so much.
Yeah, man. Like, he went to Roosters, like, he obviously had done his ACL and everything else, and then goes to Roosters, goes, I've learned to run again. And, like, and you hear it, and you're like, okay, cool, but, like, you know, you got to bad match. He hasn't been bad. Like, he has not been injured. He hasn't done a serious injury. Thank God. Like, obviously, when that's happened, but because he started off so hampered, and to see what he's done, you know, in Origin International and for the Roosters, winning comps, and he's unbelievable. And he's only getting older, like a fine wine, mate. He's just getting better.
I think that Origin drop even fueled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard.
Getting dropped from his position, he was captain, all that, and getting dropped, I think that was like, oh crap, my form has dropped. All right, let's refocus, go straight into it. And credit to him, he did that.
And the thing is,
I wouldn't be shocked if he's back in fullback for the Blues.
Yeah,
I love him.
I wouldn't be surprised. I thought even last year when he got dropped, I thought it was pretty harsh. I thought that was a bit tough. Like, I thought, like, we don't do that. Like, you know, like, and I understand Edwards is in a bit of form and whatever. I get it, but Tedesco wasn't playing poorly. He wasn't like, oh, if this guy gets Origin again, oh, we're all going to lose it.
Yeah.
He was still playing very well. Then he won Dalian.
Yeah.
Like,
Wild, hey. Wild.
no, what are we doing here? Like,
Wild.
yeah, and like the fact that we lost, we missed out on Tedesco and Origin, I feel like we missed him a lot.
Yeah.
But look, I just feel like Robinson needs to wake up a little bit. I don't think his position is as tenable as everyone's making it out to be, including Pilatus and all them. I think the Roosters need to shape up quick, or they're going to be in a lot of trouble very soon. That's how I say it. Boys, thank you for jumping on another episode of League Chat at the start. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like the channel, comment, subscribe, leave your opinions. Let's ensure that we can grow this a little bit more. You can see me get angry more than once a month if you want it. You just let me know. But boys, thank you so much. Jumping
Full
on.
credit to the boys, bro.
Full credit to the boys, mate. 100%. All right, guys, you enjoy. We'll see you at the next episode. Take it easy.